Hey guys, welcome back to the Hear Me Roar pod. I am Tobi and my co-host is none other than the Kate Save, which you might know her from Shark Tank. She's also founder of BeFit Foods and picked up Telstra's Business of the Year award too. Kate?
Well, Tobi, you've got a super impressive CV, 25 years in global commercialisation experience, and you founded Creative Cubes, Australia's leading co-working space and real estate business.
All right, let's get on with the pod.
Kate, another pod, another week, another pod.
So good.
How
Love
are you?
This. Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Well, we always say that, don't
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
Are you good?
Mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think depends on the topic, right? So some people are like, hey, how are you? I was like, oh, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, true.
So depending on the topic, depends on how I really am.
How's your health?
My health, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things going on. You don't do supplements, do you?
Not really.
Not really?
But I'm trying a couple of the
You're more in the food
things. I'm all
space.
food.
Okay.
Oh, except our new collagen, creatine, prebiotic, probiotic, 6-in-1 protein that's coming out soon.
I might have
So
to
I'll
get
talk
some
to
of
you
that.
about that one day. I'll bring you some.
Please. Send me a link and I'll happily pay for it. Kate, I've been doing JS Health.
Oh, yeah?
She's a friend of Sim's.
Yeah.
Sim put it on to me. I used to have a really bad back. I had chronic back pain for probably I want to say the better part of 3 years.
Yeah.
And every 3 weeks I'd end up in the physio and the physios would get it out and then I'd be back and then 3 weeks later, I'm done. And what I learned through conversations with you is that actually it was more of a chemistry issue for me than it was anything else. I was deficient in magnesium.
Ah, yeah.
So now I have my magnesium every night before bed. And I got to say the last, I want to say 5 months, no back pain.
So
Zero
good.
back pain.
Yeah.
Not a muscle memory twinge, nothing. No back pain whatsoever. And so I'm like, all right, JS Health.
Yeah.
What else you got? So I've leaned into the collagen
Yes.
and turmeric. And we talked about turmeric.
Super interesting.
Yes.
So
The turmeric for me was like,
inflammation in the joints.
because of because of the vaccine, I felt like my knuckles were really, but now I feel like I've got someone else's hands on.
Do you know
It feels
what?
amazing.
So every morning I've been making this immunity shot for, I don't know, it's about 90 days now. And my lawyer was sick the other day and I said to him, I guarantee you take this and you will feel better for a cold, for sore joints, for energy. And I've not, touch wood, had a cold this entire season. One of my kids has had COVID. The other one had RSV or whatever the thing is. It's not the flu and not COVID that comes up on the test. Have not had a
I haven't been
sniffle.
sick either, but I think that's related. Maybe it's nutrition based, but I actually thought it was more sauna, sweating all the bad stuff out.
True.
And then ice bath, really pushing my body to extremities.
Yeah.
But I haven't the whole, I'm scared to say it, but the whole winter, I didn't get sick either.
Touch wood.
Thank God. Yeah. Please.
Well, this little shot though, getting onto the turmeric. So I put the turmeric in there, a little bit of black pepper because it helps you absorb the curcumin. Then I get ginger. It's supposed to be fresh ginger. Mine's fresh. It's just in a little tube that you squeeze out that's pre-done because it makes it quick and easy. Some fresh lemon juice and tiny bit of honey every morning before my coffee. And I never thought I would be able to have anything before coffee. Now, I look forward to this. I'm going to Tassie and I've even packed my lemon and my little thing of turmeric and ginger.
You're heading off to Bali?
Bali in a week.
Yeah. I've got to pack all this powder into my bag because I'm off to Fiji.
Oh,
I'm taking the kids to Fiji for school holidays. Yeah. And I'm like, is there going to be a problem with me putting this funny powder in my bag? But I think I'm going to leave it in the JS buckets and just pack it and we should be all right.
Yeah. Now, so our next guest.
Yes.
Business, entrepreneur, done lots of things.
Yes.
And
I saw him the other day and I was like, mate, how are you? He's like, have I got a story for you? So I was like, pause. I'd love to have you on the pod.
Yeah.
So we'll hear quickly from Rise. And after that, Jeremy will be our guest on the show.
Guys, I want to introduce you to Rise, a business cohort like no other. So what is the Rise Network? Rise Network is a curated inner circle of 10 to 12 like-minded peers designed to provide a confidential, high-trust environment where business owners and leaders can gain strategic insights, actionable solutions, and lasting relationships. Rise isn't just networking, it's a game-changing business support system. It has strategic problem solving built in, expert facilitation, actionable insights, long-term impact and authentic relationships, and it's based exclusively around high-trust cohorts. For your membership, you gain full access to Creative Cubes. That means you can drop in when you're on the run to use the meeting rooms, breakout spaces, or even just dock in for the day. We wanted to serve the underserved, the people that do need the help, do need the support, don't necessarily have the funds to be able to do it, and don't necessarily fit into one of these other organizations. And so that's where Rise kind of came from. So there you have it, guys. Go to werise.au, and I hope to see you at one of our cohorts soon.
Jeremy.
Nice to be here. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's a privilege. I was reflecting back pre-pressing record here. The first time I think I met you was on the Gold Coast during the Commonwealth Games.
That's right. Yep.
Something stupid happened. We both had a laugh. And then I bumped into you somewhere else like a few weeks after, I think back here in Melbourne. I was like, dude, we know each other.
We know each other, but we don't. Yeah, exactly.
We didn't know each other.
Now we do.
Now we do. Welcome to the show, mate.
Thank you.
So you were an athlete. Take us back to that.
Oh, gosh. So I grew up with a father that wasn't really present a lot. And so at the time, my mother thought, what am I going to do with two kids, bringing up two kids on their own? My sister was doing ballet at the time. I wasn't great at ballet, so I said, no, I've got to do something else.
Wasn't for me either with two sisters.
I mean, I looked great in the lead tub.
Sure you did.
That it. And from there, she said, okay, well, let's take you down to the athletics track. And we went there, and I was 2 years too young to compete. She said, look, just give him a go. Please, just have a crack. And I smashed the race to pieces. And I thought, okay, you can sign up, no problems. From there, I just loved it. I loved the discipline, the drive. It gave me confidence, the routine. And from there, I did well junior championships, Australian records, Victorian records.
In what races?
100, 200 and long jump.
Wow.
Yeah, so not good enough to compete at the Olympics, but I did get an invitation for the pre-qualifying for the 2000, but
amazing.
I was injured by that stage, so yeah.
And so how was that carried through? How is that discipline? You talked about discipline and competitiveness. How is that carried through off the track into the business world for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think it is a lot mental and physical, but if you can get a synergy between the two, I think you've got a really good mix there. For me, I'm very routine based. So I know when I'm getting up, I know what I'm going to eat, nutrition, training, recovery. And I've just kept that throughout the years. We'll talk about it in further detail, I'm sure, but I sort of went from a structured life to a non-structured life. I've been in the property industry for so long. And then I just, at the time I sort of got divorced. I took a few more risks and went into entrepreneurship. And I thought, look, I've done many things in my life. You know, this will be great. This will be fun. I didn't realise how risky it would be. Being sort of headstrong and stubborn, I tried to put all those practices that I'd grown up with into play, and it was chaotic. But then I've gone back now into the property industry that I know best, and it's working a treat. So, yeah.
So for anyone else who's gone through that journey, how did you get your way out of it and, you know, get back on top again? Because a lot of people get caught up in that vortex, for using your word, and they don't come back up.
Yeah. I think the most important thing, or things that worked for me, I thought mantras and manifestation and meditation, I thought that was all hoodoo guru. Even though I've grown up in the industry, I thought to myself, everyone's talking about it, but does it actually work? It works if you apply that to other things as well. the human body is built to be negative, or the mind's built to be negative, so it's always in defense mode. And I think if you can try and flip the switch to be more positive, everyone's talking about it, it's true, slowly and surely you'll get there with it.
What things do that for you?
Self-talk. If you don't want to do something by physically doing it, then the mind will follow. So I think it's a real synergy between the two. You could be so motivated and listen to so many amazing things, but if you don't actually do anything about it, it's lost. So it's really execution, and it's a whole array of things. But for me, it's telling yourself you're worthy enough to start.
Yes.
And you will get through it. Having support around family and friends. I sort of was a recluse. At one point, I was not confident to even go out. And I've been through quite a lot of sort of trauma. But just going back to basics, cutting as much out as you can, in no time, it does work. You can come back. And I was facing some pretty dark things. Yeah.
I've got a heap of friends that talk about they have really great corporate jobs and they want to get into entrepreneurship. What was the thing that lit you up about most wanting to get into it? And was it what you thought it was? Because I think I hear them say this once a week.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if what they think it is what it is.
Yep.
And
that's a great question. I think what they think it is autonomy and freedom, and a real sort of career that's on your terms. Yeah.
It's the extreme opposite in reality.
Correct. But you've really got to work at that. Absolutely. And I think if I had my time again, I'd do it a lot younger. I did it at a time where I had a lot of responsibilities, and I was headstrong. A few people mentioned that to me, but I thought, no, I'll persevere. I've got drive. I can do it. It doesn't work. So I think starting earlier or younger, you can take on a few more risks. Got a couple of kids, to provide for them and to drive that. I think you've got to be responsible about it. So if you've got friends who want to get into it from a corporate job, I would say don't risk everything and leave your current position to try something new. I think try and hybrid. Yeah. And when that new opportunity covers your old opportunity in terms of wage, that's when you jump. Because I didn't do that and I got smacked.
Yeah, I've watched someone else do that as well. And I just think to earn the salaries that these people earn, like I dream to earn the salary that they earn. I'm like, what are you seeing on the other side of this? Yeah. And, what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's taken me back to my Petloo days. So I was a personal trainer, working sort of like 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., pulling in that income whilst then 9 to 5 pursuing entrepreneurship with Petloo. And then there was a point, I think 3 years in, I'd put the team in, I'd paid for everyone's salaries, there was profit in the business, and I was able to then go, all right, I'm disconnecting from being a personal trainer to going full-time onto the venture. Yeah. And I never looked back after that. Yeah. It's I mean, like there's so many emotions running through me right now because of what you're saying.
I think you've got to be the type of person who can take it on, who can weather the storm and really drive through all of that.
Did you have people around you that while you're in the storm and you're like, hey, I'm having a hard time here, just say, you've got it?
I did, but at the same time, I'm not the type of person to reach out to people. Okay. Probably now I am, because that's part of the reason or part of the process of getting myself out of that rut. I was pretty proud and I didn't want to tell people I was struggling.
Sure.
I can work it out on my own, the same way that I can work out this entrepreneurship. No, sometimes you really need to reach out. And I think guys aren't great at that. We've got bravado and we all think that, we're better than potentially we are. And that's great in one sense, but it's also quite dangerous. So I think having a good, group of people around you, family, friends and colleagues, I think you need that.
So I've put my hand up a few times to my family And I'll call my sisters. I go, I'm really like, this is during COVID. I'm running a real estate business, and this dickhead says, if you go to the office, you're going to die. So you can imagine what that did to my business across multiple locations. Yeah. And so I've called my sisters a couple of times, and they listen, but their knee-jerk reaction is like, you're built for this. You got it. If anyone can do it, you can get through it. And I'm like, but what if I can't? They're like, nah, you've got this. And so even my help is they have so much belief in me
spot on.
That fuck, if they believe in me, I better muster the courage up to believe in myself as well and just continue to execute.
Yeah.
And then the flip side, not to take too much of the mic here, but the flip side is if you ever find yourself in hell, the last thing you want to do is stop. Otherwise you're going to get stuck there, right?
Absolutely.
So you just got to keep running. Yeah,
absolutely. Yep.
And do you think in hindsight, if you knew who to reach out to or what to do, whatever got you out in the end, if you did that earlier, could things have been different? Or do you think that it just wasn't the path, the timing, everything else?
I just think, I think at the time it was a domino effect. Things were, COVID crushed my hospitality business that I went into.
Yeah.
Then coming back from that, I was thinking, okay, well, where do I go from here? It's COVID. I can't go back into corporate land because no one's hiring. So I'll get myself out of it by thinking about another concept. And so at that time, I was very focused on my health and fitness and wellness. And I was going to Recovery Lab, and I was going to, Strong Pilates. And I was going to all these different functional fitness and wellness spaces to get my mind and body right. I thought to myself, why don't I buy 7 franchises, put them all under the one roof and create this mini sort of wellness center for people to enjoy? And so instead of learning my lesson the first time and saying, okay, maybe I got smashed from COVID, let's do something a little bit more not mainstream, but secure, I went straight into another idea and taking on even more risks. So instead of mitigating my position, I sort of jumped into a deeper hole and got myself in more trouble. It was a great concept. It worked really well, but who you partner with is really important. And I think with that business, that's what let that down. And, I'm great now, but at the time, it was a real struggle. It was really difficult.
And so coming out of that, for people listening to the show today, what are the maybe 3 or 4 or 1 or 2 or 10 things that that you have created structure or the sort of the poles that have allowed you to be able to sort of climb out?
Yeah, routine. I've said it a few times now, I think, but routine. I've got an ideal day. I've got an ideal week now. I've got an end of day evaluation that I do. I've got an end of week evaluation, and that's got absolutely everything in it. I know it sounds really corporatized and structured.
How did you learn that?
Just self-help.
Yeah.
Speaking to Jay Shetty, speaking to, Mel Robbins, speaking to so many different people and in so many different industries, and just taking little bits of everything and creating my own workbook, really. And it works. So I think self-belief, as you said to before, is so important, but also self-help. No one's going to, what does Mel Robbins say? No one's coming here to save you.
No,
And they're actually not. And likewise with your family, you go to them, hey, you've got this, you're fine, no problems. That's cool. They're not saving you, they're spurring you on, which is great, but you've got to help yourself. And I think that's the proudest moment that I've had.
Firstly, amazing, really amazing. And I hope you reflect on that. It's not just words coming out of your mouth. You actually really are true to that because it's very powerful.
Thank you.
The self-belief thing is really important. For me, I really reflect on, I'm actually going through a really hard time right now. We're resizing our business right now. We made an acquisition where we acquired another operator, and now I've got duplicate roles in my organization.
I hear you. Yep.
I can't support duplicate roles. We're a lean machine. Our margins are razor thin, and therefore best in the team stays and the other one has to go. But these people are precious to me. I care deeply about these people. So I'm in this world of craziness right now. At the same time, I've got new buildings coming on stream, and I've got one specific building that is sort of like, it was great, but now there's other buildings that are built up in the neighborhood and it's not so great.
Yeah.
It's not a B grade building, it's a C grade building. A grades have come into the neighborhood, and I'm looking at like, should I shut it down? Just before this pod went to air, I took a call from my wife, and she said, "Hey, I've been speaking to some staff, and everyone's worried about you."
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And I said, they don't need to worry about me. They just got to focus on what they're doing. That helps me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I said,
so you're taking on a lot of the responsibility yourself.
Yeah, always.
Heaps of pressure.
Well, this is a passion project, a piece of art for me. I want you to come here and have an amazing experience. Like, all of this is just tied to who I am. But the point of where I'm trying to get to this is the weekends are killers for me as an entrepreneur, because there's no emails flowing through my system, which is great. But when you're in a position where you're in high stress, all I want to do is attack the problem, and I'm sitting on the sideline on the weekends, and I'm enjoying my weekends. I'm with my kids and all the rest of it. Yeah. And then when things go quiet, you get that stomach, that pit in your stomach, and it hurts. And it's like, and then hard people come in, let's go do this. And I'll get distracted for a couple more hours. But I'm happier today, even though I'm in chaos, working through these problems, because it's Monday or Tuesday or whatever. I can actually do so much in the day.
Yep. It's movement.
It's movement, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to like understand from your side. Yep. And by the way, like, we're in a really great place. Yeah, we've got Adelaide coming on stream. We're thinking about acquiring another company right now out of Adelaide. So we'll have like this mini we've got Sydney coming on stream. I'm working on a deal in Brisbane. Like, things are really positive, really positive. But I don't sit on the everything's nice and daisy every day. I actually am in the shit dealing with all the problems as the entrepreneur. And I'm curious to know whether or not how you got yourself to the other side, whether the idea of keep the legs moving every single day because activity leads to results was something that you lent on, or how did you navigate?
Yeah, complex, but I tried to keep it simple. Yeah. I was at a point in the second business, or the second stint of entrepreneurship, where I knew in myself I couldn't go anymore. Yeah. I felt different. I thought different. I thought, I've just got to find a way out. I can't keep moving with it. The most responsible thing would be to try and sell the business, or hand it to someone who could then run it. It wasn't a case of, do I bring different staff in, or do I partner with someone else, or what do I was done. So for me, it was a quite easy decision to, the losses were the losses, but the future is still bright. There's still huge opportunities. That didn't work for me. Fine, dust yourself off and go back in there. That period of time was prolonged. And I think that's what did a bit of damage.
How long, when you say prolonged, how long were you going for?
Probably 12 months.
Right.
Yeah.
And it should have been 6 or 2?
Probably 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the state of the market, and just, maybe the concept was too complex. There were a lot of moving parts to it. And in that time, although a year doesn't sound a lot, when you're in the doldrums, it can do a lot of damage.
For sure.
Yeah. It got really bad.
So I got an analogy from Andy Gowers, the Hawthorn Football Club president, which I absolutely loved. He said there's no such thing as pressure. There is process and progress. So what you talked about with routine, and your routine as well, is if you keep working towards it and don't stop in hell, as you mentioned, just keep going, you will continue to progress, but you need to follow the process.
You're absolutely
throughout.
right, with one caveat.
What?
There's no rule book in entrepreneur land.
No.
There's no Melways or Google Maps.
Just keep pedaling.
Yeah, that's right. And
just moving.
Yeah,
just
and actually you're actually running, and you may end up with no clothes by the finish line.
Yeah.
But so I love that. But in the company,
Yeah.
in my company, we are processed like nothing else.
Yes.
We are dialed in. Everyone knows there's business. But Tobi's role, executive director, is actually high failure. Like I'm kissing a lot of frogs to try and find a princess.
Yeah.
Business wise.
Yeah.
I'm failing on ideas
Yeah.
quickly and
Fail
iterating.
fast, yeah.
Fail fast. Fail cheap and pivot and all of that. I'm doing all of that.
Yeah.
That's just, but the business itself, and that lights me up as an entrepreneur. But the business itself is process and driven, and you know, it's very, very structured.
Yeah.
It has to be because we're serving 15,000 different people on a monthly basis now. It's big business.
It's grown.
It's
since
actually not a
last
big
time we
business.
spoke.
Yeah, it's grown. Yeah, 65 staff.
Wow.
So there's a, you know, and I've got no business in the business. That's why I brought in a CEO that actually is a CEO, not a pump fake like me, right?
We
I'm a
can
launch
all
guy.
say that.
I'm
We
a
can all
launch
say
guy.
that.
Yeah.
But that's clever delegating, right?
Yeah. And Michael's been nothing short of phenomenal.
Yeah.
Nothing short of phenomenal. Yeah. But we're at this point now where, as the executive director, I've got to sit in on some of these meetings, and some of these people have been with me since the beginning.
Ouch. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, we're talking like 9 years of hustle in the darkest of moments, and now I have to cut the cord on one person because I can't keep both, right?
Yeah.
And so that's trauma for me. But
Yeah, I hear you.
I hear you on that.
Yeah,
I get
killed
that.
me. My sister's my HR person.
Yep.
And she's gone in and made a very successful HR business out of me pulling her out of a dark space where she was working for other companies and saying, you need to do your own thing. You're phenomenal. And then I hand her all my HR stuff because we're not built the same. I cannot do that. Like, real trauma for me is people issues. I just want a jolly team. If we're not jolly, I can't deal.
So actually, like when you were talking, Jeremy, I asked you the question of like, how long was too long? And you said 12, should have been 6, and you went probably 2. Like my challenge for myself is my dog, Cooper, got really sick. This is a dog that he was born in Melbourne. We went and lived in America together. Like he flew over to America. We flew together across the US. He caught the subway in New York. He went to a barbecue stakeout in Kansas. I took him to Texas.
Gee.
Like we went everywhere together.
Was he the pet Lou
Actually it was Subi that was the face of Pet Lou, but Cooper also focused. Anyway, Cooper got really sick.
Yeah.
And my friend, I love her, Dr. Lisa Chimes, Bondi vet.
Yeah.
I called her in the middle of the night, like crying, like, hey, Coop's not well. I don't know what to do. And she's like, bring him to me. So I said, okay, I need to think about this. Seems like we should put him down. It's not easy for her to say that. But she goes, that's the best thing for the dog. And I was like, nah. 2 a.m. I like nudged him. I said, I'm taking your car. I'm going to Sydney. And she had a big Volvo. So I literally left home at 2 a.m, got the dog to Lisa. She got him 3 more months. Yeah. But in reality, we should have let him go. I shouldn't have gone to Sydney. I should have just let him go. And I wonder whether or not that same thing plays out in business when it's time to call stumps. It's time at the 2-month mark.
Yeah.
And you dragged it, not you, but it was dragged to 12 months. Yeah. And all you were doing was you were living in a world of hope that if I can do this tomorrow, maybe that'll happen. If I can land this, I can get that. And there's all these blind optimistic excuses that we create for ourselves instead of facing the reality of put the dog down.
Yeah. The dog instance is love. So I hear you with that. With me and the prolonging nature of it, I think I was just buying myself time.
Right.
You know, I probably knew there were things that needed some serious fixing and that I couldn't do it myself, and that I was buying time in order to get that done. I just couldn't do it quick enough. So
yeah, but I love the idea of, like, I feel so much happier today, even though we're potting today, and I'm not really attacking the problem until tomorrow. There's stuff going on in the organization that is moving us forward. Even if it's a meter today instead of 100 meters, we're moving forward. Yeah, and as I talk and we bring on amazing guests, you know, we had Joel on a couple of weeks ago now, like all that stuff is really important from a leadership perspective to reflect on. Again, probably looking at it the wrong way, but from a metaphor perspective, is a time I had almost 15 years with Cooper. Yeah. Right. And we went everywhere together. It was amazing. And, but did I take it too far? And should I have just enjoyed the moment for what it was, i.e. these employees? It was great to have you on this team for 9 years, but it's time to for you to go, and even cutting some of them loose, because I know some of them are a little bit anxious because they don't know. I don't know.
But you can help them as well.
So
and
cutting them loose puts them out of their misery as well, right?
Yeah. And it's that idea too, like you're so well connected and so am I. So if I've ever had to let people go, let them know, like, right, an amazing reference, reach out to people that are looking for, might be looking for similar roles.
I like that.
And
I saw Alex Zachariah from Linktree.
Oh, yeah.
He let a whole bunch of people go during COVID, but he actually put all of their contact details on a Google sheet and said, I'll personally reference any one of these people. I don't want to let them go, but they're going. Yeah, just so good. It's reflective, right?
I think there are two approaches. You can be a really shrewd CEO and just cut, as the banks are doing right now, and thanks for your service and see you later. Or you can do what you're doing and do the best thing for them and what's in their best interest, because you're a good person and you don't want to burn bridges and you want to bump into these people in 10 years' time on the 100%. Street and they can still talk to you.
100%.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I do love what you're doing though. So you've gone back to your absolute foundation, core strength, what you know most in property, you're back there and on top of the world again.
So what are you doing today? You wake up this morning, you do your routine?
Wake up 4:45, routine
journaling,
mantras, 600 ml water. I know it sounds ridiculous, but vitamins, in the gym by 5:15, smash that out till about 6:30, get home, kids' lunches, shower, change, check my emails, drop the kids off to school, in the office by 8:30.
Yeah,
and talk.
Bang, just like that.
Yeah, look, I'm almost the same. I'm 1 minute earlier than you. 4:44.
I like it. Well, I might change mine.
I'm 5:14.
Okay.
We're all weird with our time.
You can come in the club.
I'm in the best shape of my life. Like this is. I should have done this years ago.
Yeah. Are you doing anything for recovery?
Yes. Ice baths, infrared saunas. I've just started red light therapy. Hyper ice, compression boots. Bring it on.
Yeah, great.
We're all in the same.
I haven't done oxygen chambers. I'd like to do that, but
I didn't realize how much the recovery aspect. Everyone talked about recovery, and I thought, I'll take a protein shake and go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I'm not educated in the space. I've come a long way with my co-host here, just nudging me every episode on little things that I actually take home and like try and work out for myself. Including amazing people. Like Luke, who I need to go and do my bloods with. He actually emailed me the other day, said, thanks for the shout out on the pod. I loved it. I was like, dude, I need to get back to you, but I'm traveling, so I've got to get that done. But the recovery component is actually probably more important than the physical work. So I get up 4:44, mostly actually before that. I'm actually at 4 o'clock. But if I was to set an alarm, it's 4:44.
Wow.
This morning was 3 a.m., by the way, just a lot on my mind. I've got a studio in my backyard. So I got Peloton weights and treadmill and bike and a whole bunch of Peloton gear. Do that until like 6:30. Walk the dogs, shower, have my vitamins, JS Health stuff, and then get Maddie to school for 8 o'clock or like 10 past 8. And I'm at the desk by 8:30. And then I open up my phone. Then I open up the emails. I don't look at stuff before then. And I typically take a big deep breath in. Okay, and I open up the email and I see what's coming through. And then in the evening, Tuesdays, Thursdays, I'm saunering and icing, and Saturdays as well, saunering and icing. And it's changed my. It's awesome. Sim came in this morning because she comes in about 6:30 just as I'm finishing, and she's like, "You're right." I go, "I feel so much better now because I've been in my head since 3 a.m.
Yes.
And now I've actually exercised and got proper oxygen and blood flow through. I'm clear now.
You feel so much better.
It's interesting that you say that, because going back into, I'm sort of in the luxury property space, the definition of luxury has changed, and people are now not sort of frequenting gyms and places where you can recover and what they're doing it at home
Yes.
a lot more.
Yes.
And I'm working with a company called Cycling Bears, and they're creating incredible home gyms. People still go out and whatnot, but the new definition of luxury is being able to do it at home. So
Yeah, I got my kids into it.
you're on trend.
No, I'd like to be. My kids won't believe you when I tell them I'm actually quite fashionable and trending at the moment. They think I'm a dork, but no, I've got the girls. Like I go actually to a place to do sauna and ice, and I thought about it's cheaper for me to put it in my home because these things you can get a sauna and ice bath like for under 10 grand and just install it in your house. You won't have to pay. But I actually really enjoy the space and the out of home experience. But at home, my girl's like, Dad, you do ice bath? We want to do it as well. So I pour the bath, cold water, and I throw a 30 kilo, I put a bucket of ice into the bath.
Yeah.
And they're in there for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we meditate and go to sleep at night. Harps and I never make it through a meditation. We always fall asleep.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's like they're learning from you.
Yeah.
From home.
It's
amazing.
Jeremy, I'm going to link all of all your details, your LinkedIn and any other key call outs to your website and all the rest of it. In the show notes, we're going to take a break and head off to our great sponsors at Luna, and we'll be back to wrap the show.
Luna.co is a great place for you and your business to start off with phenomenal accounting and legal services. So if you're a startup or a scale-up looking for legal and finance support, or alternatively looking to raise capital, Luna.co is where you need to be starting off.
Kate?
Amazing,
right?
Yeah,
Another great story.
People tell their stories because for every second or third person sitting there, they've been through exactly this during COVID. The people that we attract to the pod are entrepreneurs, so they're listening, going, "Oh, it's refreshing." Yeah.
It's unfortunate to hear the downside and the challenges, but it's equally refreshing to really call them out.
Yeah.
I think, the guys at Movember, they're talking, they've started campaigning, and there's people like Omar who actually used to run an organization, which I think he's going to reboot, called For Men, where men, a lot of them are tradies.
Yeah.
A lot of them are proud people. A lot of them are tough.
Yeah.
But they're actually going through a lot.
Yeah.
And I love that we've been able to bring stories to our podcast that show the other side of all these amazing brands and all these amazing people that, at the end of the day, they're just humans.
Yes.
They're out there trying their best. Sometimes, and actually more often than not, it doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they get up every day. The song that was ringing through my head, which is probably not the right song, is I get knocked down, but I get up again. I think that's a drinking song, but but actually it resonated while Jeremy was speaking. Like he definitely got kicked in the pants. I think it took a lot from him, and then just to see him sitting here with a smile on his face and excited about what's in front.
Yes, and knowing that he can make it work, he's made that work, having that confidence again, going through the dark days, but coming out and going, oh, I'm really good at this. I can do this.
Yeah. And resetting the base of cost structure.
Yeah.
And being able to say, well, if you can cut all this stuff out, there are some tremendous green shoots.
Yeah. Keep it simple too.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if Cooper, my dog, was a metaphor for what people should be doing, but maybe someone calls it. Maybe you should listen to what they're saying. Like Sim called out, Tobes, I think he's at the end. I'm like, no, I'm not letting him go. I gave him an extra 3 or 4 months, which made me feel good. But at the end of the day, I don't know if I made him feel good. You know what I mean? I don't know if I should have just let him go 3 or 4 months earlier. And the same thing could be said in the business world. I heard Jeremy say, maybe I can get around this corner, or that can happen, or this could pay off, or I could land this deal, or something to that effect, which would change everything. Yeah. But in actual fact, he was just digging deeper and deeper into the hole. Yeah. So big lesson there from a really great guy, a really proud guy as well, who has come on the show and has shown the vulnerable side of himself.
Yes.
Which I think is really important. I think anyone that's listening out there, you know, we're all going through it. In fact, we go through it
every day.
Every day. I speak to venture capitalists. They're like, we just want one deal that's going to pay for the other 9 that didn't work.
Absolutely.
You know, and so the chances are you're going to fail. The way you fail, with integrity and dignity and respect, is really, really important.
And how can you help people, you know, with the lessons that you've learned?
Totally.
Don't keep them, share them and help people, because genuinely I think anyone who's felt the hard, you want to lift people up and help them with what you know.
It's fucking tough out there. It really is tough. But great story, great lesson. I'll link all of Jeremy's details in the show notes. Guys, thanks for having us on the pod, and thanks for sharing the moment with us.
Amazing.
Alrighty, on to the next.